masquerade.
Masked crusaders working overtime, fighting crime.
Miles Mayhem, the lunatic leader of the villainous organization Venom, felt his pulse pound with excitement as he directed the lowering of his new ultra-weapon which was to be used in his battle with Mask.
Be careful with that case.
His cruel voice ordered.
One slip and it could blow us all away.
Cliff Dagger, Mayhem's not-so-bright explosives expert, smiled to himself as he watched the box land softly on the highway below.
Phase 1 completed, boss.
He confirmed.
Soon, Mask ain't gonna be more than a memory. A bad memory.
Not so far away, Matt Tracker, the resolute and fearless leader of Mask, sat in front of a TV screen with his adopted son, Scott. On the screen, a starship twisted and turned as it flew through a maze of energy lines.
Gee, Dad, you're a natural with this game.
Marveled Scott as he watched enthralled while his father took his ship through screen after screen of the game. Scott knew that he was lucky to have one of the best fathers in the universe.
I want to learn how to do that.
Scott continued. But before Matt could reply, he was interrupted by the Mask bleeper concealed in his special watch.
Sorry, Scott. I'll have to leave you for a few minutes. This is a call from Mask.
Apologized Matt as he made his way to his special room for Mask business.
I'll play on for you.
Yelled Scott, looking forward to taking over the game with the highest score he'd ever seen displayed on the screen. Scott didn't keep the high score for long, however. Almost as soon as he took the control box for the game, his starship was destroyed. Scott knew that he had a lot to learn before he would be as good as his father. Dwayne quickly explained to Matt that the PNA had just discovered that Venom were launching a surprise attack on Boulder Hill. They knew that Venom had a top-secret weapon with them, and therefore thought it best to let Mask intercept Mayhem's servants. Within moments, Matt was speeding along the highway in his Mask vehicle, Thunderhawk. Once Matt arrived at Boulder Hill, the secret headquarters of Mask, he set in motion the computer selection of the agents he would need to deal with the threat.
Scan the personnel files for the Mask agents best suited for this mission.
Requested Matt as the computer began to select the agents required. Within moments, it had selected 2 agents and beamed out a message to each of them. While Matt waited for his agents to arrive, he patched the Mask computer into Spectrum's database and downloaded all the information on the threat. A red light blazed to life on the wall map, showing where the danger was. As Matt watched the light, he felt his stomach tighten. The light was moving closer. When the 2 agents arrived, Matt quickly explained what had happened.
Man who owns secret box also owns a mystery,
Commented Sato in his customary logic. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking, replied Turner without the slightest idea of what Sato was talking about. Deciding to find out as much as they could about the approaching Venom challenge, Matt ordered Sato and Turner to monitor things from Boulder Hill as he tried to find out more. Pushing his high-tech car into top speed, Matt roared along the highway and towards Venom.
I'd better find out what's ahead.
Matt thought to himself as he energized the weapons and intelligence systems. Immediately, his radar map pinpointed the location of the Venom team, and at the same time, it showed something else.
Looks like I can expect company,
mused Tracker as he tensed himself for the fight promised by the red lights. On the road ahead, Matt watched a dot grow larger and larger until it became the deadly Venom vehicle, the Piranha.
Right on time,
Matt said to himself as the super bike sped towards him. Suddenly, there was a flash of light from the bike's underside. Almost without thinking, Matt's fingers flicked the switches required for conversion. Venom agent and Piranha rider Cliff Dagger smiled to himself as he felt the thrust of the torpedo as it was launched from his bike.
This should keep Tracker out of our hair,
the evil stuntman thought to himself. Within a heartbeat, a whole series of conversions occurred in the Thunderhawk. As the sleek car became a powerful gull-wing jet fighter, the deadly torpedo drew ever closer. At the final moment, the Thunderhawk wings caught the airstream and it rose gently into the blue skies. The ground-hugging torpedo shot along the highway, passing the now empty spot where the Thunderhawk had been. Matt grinned as he caught the fire flash of the explosion in his mirror. With the torpedo exploded, it couldn't harm any innocent drivers further along the highway. Moments later, the Thunderhawk was flying above the Venom device. Matt could clearly see the large black box below, but he had no way of telling what was inside it or how it posed a threat to Boulder Hill. Before Matt could see anything else, he was forced to make a side flip in the Thunderhawk as Mayhem flew towards him in the Switchblade. Mayhem's laser fire zipped through the air, and Matt knew that soon extra firepower would be directed at him. It was time to return to Boulder Hill. Matt flew back to Boulder Hill and discussed the problem with Sato and Turner.
All we know for sure
Matt explained.
is that Venom have launched a slow-moving vehicle towards us. We have no idea what it is or what it can do.
Masked crusaders working overtime, fighting crime, fighting crime. Masked crusaders working overtime, fighting crime, fighting crime.
The one person who can solve a mystery is the person who has the answer.
Observed Sato.
Meaning what?
Asked Matt, knowing that the master of design must have a plan to suggest.
I believe the best way to solve this is to ask Venom.
Sato asked, allowing a wry smile to cross his wise lips.
There is our target.
Boasted Mayhem as Venom reached Boulder Hill.
Let's remove the cover from our box of tricks and watch the fireworks.
He ordered as he pressed the button on his control box. Miles Mayhem felt a shiver of joy dance through his body as he watched the black metal sides of the box fold away to reveal his walking, armored bomb.
This is your best idea yet.
Dagger said over the helmet radio.
I can't see how Mask will be able to stop us this time.
Mayhem allowed a rare chuckle to rise from his throat as he anticipated the destruction of Mask.
This beauty is armed with high-powered lasers to cut down anything that gets in its way.
Mayhem said.
Once it reaches its target,
He continued, pointing at his control box.
I press this button and 2 megatons of explosives will level Boulder Hill.
Sir, we have company.
Dagger pointed out as an approaching flyer came into view.
Well, all Mask will find here is destruction. Its own destruction.
Responded Mayhem. For the second time that day, Mayhem laughed.
Ah, a present from Venom.
Mused Sato as he eyed the approaching missile.
I'd better move fast if ever I want to move again.
He decided. Although the missile would take mere moments to reach him, Sato already had an idea.
Lifter, on!
As Sato's lifter beam caught the flying missile in its range, he was able to direct it towards the bomb below. Sato prepared to allow the missile to explode whatever the device was below when he was interrupted by Matt's voice over the radio.
Sato, we've been monitoring Mayhem's radio conversation. Don't let the missile hit the target. It's a bomb.
Reported Matt, trying to keep his voice as calm as possible under the circumstances. With split-second timing, Sato was able to use his lifter mask to pull the missile out of its descent and redirect it to a new target. Seconds later, Mayhem was startled to have the ground before him ripped apart by the exploding missile.
We have them on the run, Sato.
Matt confirmed over the radio as he and Turner joined the battle in the Rhino and Gator. We have to get the control panel from Mayhem soon, observed Turner. That bomb is still moving towards Boulder Hill.
I still have the control panel.
Mayhem boasted to Dagger as they sped away from Mask.
Get me to the waiting hyperboat and we'll detonate the bomb. We can still beat Mask.
They're racing toward the coast, Turner said to Matt over the radio. I think I can get that control panel.
We haven't got long, Brad. Good luck.
Replied Matt. Even under the heavy pressure of the chase, he felt proud to know agents as brave as Brad and Bruce. They must pull it off. They must. As the Piranha reached the coastline, Dagger pressed a release switch and felt the sidecar with Mayhem inside click free and shoot into the ocean.
You have done well, Dagger.
Mayhem said as he was rocketed to freedom. As soon as he found the hypership, he would board it and then destroy Mask. As the Gator reached the coastline, Turner began his vehicle's conversion with a jab at the control button. Almost instantly, the top half of the Gator rose upward to allow the concealed hydroplane to skim onto the surface of the ocean. Miles Mayhem scanned the water in a desperate search for the hypership. Once it broke water, he would be safe from the masked agent who was quickly gaining on him behind.
You won't catch me this time.
Mayhem broadcast to Turner.
As soon as my hypership appears, you will be destroyed.
If Mayhem wants a hypership, then I give him one, Turner thought to himself. Hocus pocus, fire. As his holographic helmet image appeared in front of Mayhem, the expected happened. Mayhem steered his sidecar towards what was in reality a rock, believing it to be his rescue ship. Before Mayhem could change course again, his sidecar crashed with a violent crunch. Even before Mayhem felt in his pocket, he knew that the crash had destroyed his control panel. All he could do now was escape into the real hypership, breaking water next to him. Mayhem's face was red with anger as he shook his fist at Brad.
You have stopped me this time, Mask.
Mayhem shouted, his voice rising higher and higher as his anger built up.
But each time I grow more powerful!
With Venom stopped once again, and her agents rescued by Contra-World soldiers, Matt invited his two friends back to the Tracker Mansion.
Oh, boy.
Said Scott.
Now I'll be able to play video games with all of you.
Gulp, said Brad in mock fear. This could be worse than fighting Venom. And with that, the agents and Scott broke out into laughter. A fitting end to a dangerous day.
Mask